found his rope by the hanging tree. Dust still moving where he used to be. Two black hats by the courthouse stone. One cold shadow walking home. A Bible page in a whiskey jar. No one asked why the dead bell rang, but the whole town froze when the iron sang. They said he swung when the moon went red, with the crooked law above his head. But the rope snapped hard and the night wind cried, some men don't die when the judges lie. The gallows let him go with fire in his eyes. He came back through the dust where the guilty hide. No road could claim him, no devil took his soul. He was the last bell ringing when the gallows let him go. He rode through town with the dark pulled tight, dragging smoke through the lantern light. The judge looked down and lost his breath when that old dead man smiled at death. He said, I came for the truth you sold, now pay me back in blood and gold. The windows cracked, the choir ran, the marshal dropped his shaking hand, and far below where the lost souls yell, the devil heard that gallows bell. The gallows let him go with fire in his eyes. He came back through the dust where the guilty hide. No rope could claim him, no devil took his soul. He was the last bell ringing when the gallows let him go. I felt the rope go tighter. I heard the preacher pray. They said the law had won. I said, not today. I was judged, I was buried, I was left in the cold, but a soul made of iron can't be bought or sold. Through the dust where the guilty hide. No rope could claim him, no devil took his soul. He was the last bell ringing when the gallows let him go. When the hanging tree starts shaking and the church lights burn low, you can hear those old boots walking when the gallows let him go. his head by the crowbell rope. Dust on the floor where the dead lose hope. Two black feathers on a Bible page. Smoke curled up like a holy rage. He had a scarlet mark and a rusted blade, a dead man's oath that the night obeyed. No one asked what grave he left, but every sinner held his breath. They said he died when the bell rang twice, with his hands gone cold as winter ice. But the rafters cried, some men rise when the law has lied. When the crow bell sounded, he came walking through the flame, with death on his shoulder and thunder in his name. No judge could stop him, no devil bought his soul. He was the black bell ringing when the truth came home. He rode into town with the sunrise dead, a crooked cross hanging overhead. The marshal ran, the preacher stared when those old boots had hit the square. He said, I came for the debt you hide. Open that door and step outside. The windows cracked, the candles cried, the guilty men looked dead inside. And far below, where the dark winds roll, the devil heard that crow bell toll. When the crow bell sounded, he came walking through the flame, with death on his shoulder and thunder in his name. No judge could stop him, no devil bought his soul. He was the black bell ringing when the truth came home. I heard the crow bell calling. I watched the rope swing free. They said the grave had won. I said, it lost to me. I was judged, I was broken, I was cast in the cold. But a heart made of iron can't be bought or sold. Flame, with death on his shoulder and thunder in his name. No judge could stop him, no devil bought his soul. He was the black bell ringing when the truth came home. When the broken church stopped shaking and the black crows start to roam, you can hear that bell still ringing found his name on a splintered stone, 6 feet deep where the weeds had grown. 3 black clouds over county land, thunder rolling from a dead man's hand. A torn black coat and a rusted chain, a bullet scar and a mouthful of rain. No one asked why the ground had split, but every sinner took one step from it. They said he died when the cold bell cried, with his boots tied down on the sinner's side. But the grave wind screamed, some men wake when the guilty dream. He came back with 6 feet of thunder, fire in his blood and dirt in his eyes. He tore that grave wide open and walked where the wicked hide. No cross could keep him sleeping, no devil made him low. It was the black storm coming where the guilty had to go. Town when the lamps burned thin, with a dead man's smile and a storm within. The sheriff froze by the courthouse light when those old boots shook the night. He said, I came for the lies you sold, now pay that debt before you're cold. The saloon doors cracked, the horses cried, the church bell broke on the sinner's side. And far below where the lost souls yell, the devil heard that thunder swell. He came back with 6 feet of thunder, fire in his blood and dirt in his eyes. He tore that grave wide open and walked where the wicked hide. No cross could keep him sleeping, no devil made him low. He was the black storm coming where the guilty had to go. I heard the dirt start breaking, I felt the storm roll near. They said the dead stay silent. I said, then let them hear. I was blackened, I was left with no name, but a soul made of thunder comes back through the flame. He tore that grave wide open and walked where the wicked hide. No cross could keep him sleeping, no devil made him low. He was the black storm coming where the guilty had to go. When the grave road starts shaking and the midnight winds blow, you can hear that thunder walking where the guilty had to go. found his knife by the mission wall. Blood on the steps where the saints look small. Two black horses by the iron gate, breathing smoke like they knew his fate. He had a long scar under one dead eye, cracked old badge and the mouth gone dry. No one asked what road he rode, but the mercy bell broke when his shadow showed. They said he'd drown where the Black Creek turns, with a sinner's mark in the coat that burned. But the mud rose high and the night wind cried, some men come back when the truth gets lied. There was blood on the mercy bell and fire on the chapel floor. He walked straight out of hell, kicking down death's door. No grave could quiet him, no law could make him kneel. He was the last dark warning, with blood on the mercy bell. He rode into town when the candles bent, with the debt unpaid and a hard hail sent. The banker hid and the judge turned pale when those old boots crossed the county jail. They said, I ain't here for bread or wine, I came for the man who traded mine. You sold my name for a gambler's breath, now watch that lie come dressed as death. The church doors moaned, the windows cracked, the Undertaker took 3 steps back, and down below where the lost souls yell, the devil heard that mercy bell. There was blood on the mercy bell and fire on the chapel floor. He walked straight out of hell, kicking down death's door. No grave could quiet him, no law could make him kneel. He was the last dark warning, with blood on the mercy bell. I heard the angels whisper, I heard the devil laugh. I saw my name in burning dust, then I tore that page in half. Left where I fell, but a man built from ruin can walk back out of hell. Chapel floor, he walked straight out of hell, kicking down death's door. He was the smoke in the pulpit, the curse in the rain, the last black rider with judgment in his veins. No grave could quiet him, no law could make him kneel. He was the last dark warning, with blood on the mercy bell. When the church bell starts bleeding and the cold night starts to swell, you can hear those old boots coming, with blood on the mercy bell. found his spurs by the mission wall. Black and silver from a dead man's fall. Two pale horses by the broken gate, breathing smoke like they knew his fate. He had a knife-cut coat and a gambler's scar, prayer sealed shut in a whiskey jar. No one asked what oath he swore, but every coward locked his door. They said he fell where the coyotes cried with the black spur oath on the day he died, but the red dust screamed, some men rise when the guilty dream. He rode back on a black spur oath, fire in his hands, death in his coat. He crossed that line where angels turned and made the gates of darkness burn. No law could break him, no grave could take him. Holy was the last dark promise written on his soul. He came through town when the bell struck none, with a red-eyed moon and a smoking gun. The banker hid, the judge went still. When his shadow climbed the hill, he said, I came for the blood you hide. Step out now and choose your side. The windows cracked, the lamps burned blue. The preacher knew that debt was due. And far below where the black fires roll, the devil heard that black spur oath. He rode back on a black spur oath, fire in his hands, death in his coat. He crossed that line where angels turn and made the gates of darkness burn. No law could break him, no grave could take him. Holy was the last dark promise written on his soul. I heard the spurs start ringing, I saw the red dust rise. They said my oath was buried. I said oaths don't die. I was hunted, I was broken, I was left in the cold, but a vow made in fire don't rust and don't fold. He rode back on a black spur oath, fire in his hands, death in his coat. He crossed that line where angels turn and made the gates of darkness burn. No law could break him, no grave could take him. Holy was the last dark promise written on his soul. When the red moon starts falling and the trail winds cold, you can hear those black spurs ringing from the oath upon his soul. found his hat by the chapel door, ash on the steps and blood on the floor. Two black saints in a window frame, staring down through smoke and flame. He had a rope burned, carved in red, a silver tooth and a prayer gone dead. No one asked who lit that fire, but the whole town shook when the flames climbed higher. They said he swung where the dry bells rang, with a crooked smile and a cursed man's name. But the ashes cried, some men rise when the righteous lie. There were ashes under the chapel and thunder in his veins. He walked back out of darkness with fire on his chains. No preacher could forgive him, no devil could drag him near. He was the last smoke rising, the name they learned to fear. He came through town when the choir went still, black coat torn on the hanging hill. The banker hid and the marshal prayed when those old boots crossed the shade. He said, I came for the man who traded mine. Now hear that bell crack through your spine. The windows burst, the lanterns died, the Undertaker stepped aside, and far below where lost men yelled, the devil heard that chapel bell. There were ashes under the chapel and thunder in his veins. He walked back out of darkness with fire on his chains. No preacher could forgive him, no devil could drag him near. He was the last smoke rising, the name they learned to fear. I heard the rope start singing, I watched the chapel burn. They said my soul was finished. I said, then watch it return. I was cursed, I was covered, I was thrown into shame. But a heart born in ashes comes back wearing flame. And thunder in his veins. He walked back out of darkness with fire on his chains. No preacher could forgive him, no devil could drag him near. He was the last smoke rising, the name they learned to fear. When the chapel dust starts turning and the red moon disappears, you can hear those old boots walking with the name they learned to fear. They found his hat by the chapel flame. ash on the floor where they cursed his name. Two black books by the broken pew. Smoke climbed up where the cold wind blew. He had a rope scar and a bloodshot stare, a crooked cross and a sinner's prayer. No one asked what fire he woke, but the preacher knew he buried smoke. They said he died when the church bell rang with the last low curse and his hands left hanged. But the ashes cried, some men rise when the holy lie. The preacher buried smoke, but the smoke came walking back with fire in his footsteps and the devil on his track. No prayer could chain him, no grave couldn't make him choke. He was the black wind rising when the preacher buried smoke. He rode into town when the choir went still, with a black coat torn on the hanging hill. The marshal froze by the mission light when those old boots broke the night. He said, I came for the truth you sold. Now face that fire before you're cold. The windows cracked, the candles died, the church doors locked from the inside. And far below where the lost souls yelled, the devil heard that chapel bell. Buried smoke, but the smoke came walking back with fire in his footsteps and the devil on his track. No prayer could chain him, no grave couldn't make him choke. He was the black wind rising when the preacher buried smoke. I heard the chapel burning, watched the steeple fall. They said the smoke was finished. I said, smoke takes all! I was thrown to the flame, but a man made of ashes comes back with his name. The preacher buried smoke, but the smoke came walking back with fire in his footsteps and the devil on his track. No prayer could chain him, no grave could make him choke. He was the black wind rising when the preacher buried smoke. But when the chapel dust starts turning and the old church lights go broke, you can hear that fire walking when the preacher buried smoke. Whoa. they found his gun by the altar rail. Shells on the floor and blood on the veil. Two black angels in a cracked glass frame, watching smoke spell out his name. Black coat in a sinner's jaw, a bullet prayer for a crooked law. No one asked what hell he saw, but every guilty hand withdrew. They said he fell when the rifles cried, with no last word and no place to hide. But the chapel floor screamed, some men rise when the righteous lie. He came back with gunpowder hallelujah, fire on his tongue and dust in his eyes. He walked through death like a Sunday sermon and made the black gates open wide. No cross could hold him, no devil made him kneel. He was the last loud amen the guilty had to feel. Smoke rolling like a second skin. The marshal prayed by the jailhouse light when those old boots broke the night. He said, I came for the debt you made. Now count your sins and face the blade. The windows cracked, the choir cried, the saloon lights died from the inside. And far below where the lost souls yell, the devil heard that powder bell. He came back with gunpowder hallelujah, fire on his tongue and dust in his eyes. He walked through death like a Sunday sermon and made the black gates open wide. No cross could hold him, no devil made him kneel. He was the last loud amen the guilty had to feel. I heard the powder burning, I watched the chapel shake. They said my name was over. I said that's your mistake. I was cursed, I was covered, I was left in the rain. But a soul made of gunfire comes back through the flame. In his eyes, he walked through death like a Sunday sermon and made the black gates open wide. No cross could hold him, no devil made him kneel. He was the last loud amen the guilty had to feel. When the burned church starts ringing and the west wind turns to steel, you can hear that amen coming the guilty had to feel. They found his coat by the river stones, boot tracks cut through mud and bones, 3 black crosses by the waterline. Smoke moves slow through the pines. He had a lawman's badge split clean in two, a cracked old gun and a debt come due. No one asked what fire he crossed, but every sinner knew who lost. They said he drowned where the flood ran deep, but the river shook in its sleep. The dead reeds cried, some men come back when the guilty lie. He came back from the hell-bent river, fire in his hands, cold black stare. He walked through the water like a loaded sinner, and the devil stepped back when he found him there. No chain could drag him under, no grave could make him stay. He was a storm on the black road, the debt they had to pay. He rode into town when the lamps burned low, wet black hat in a ghostly glow. The judge looked down then turned away when he heard those boots on Judgment Day. He said, I came for the hands that left me dead. You sold my blood, now pay instead. The saloon door slammed, the horses cried, the church bell cracked on the sinner's side. And far below where lost souls shiver, the devil heard that hell-bent river. He came back from the hell-bent river, fire in his hands, cold black stare. He walked through the water like a loaded sinner, and the devil stepped back when he found him there. No chain could drag him under, no grave could make him stay. He was a storm on the black road, the debt they had to pay. I heard the river calling, I felt the cold hands pull. The devil said, sink down slow. I said, this grave ain't for. I was chained, I was swallowed, I was left to the rain, but a man made a thunder. Don't drown in pain. He came back from the hell-bent river, fire in his hands, cold black stare. He walked through the water like a loaded sinner, and the devil stepped back when he found him there. No chain could drag him under, no grave could make him stay. He was a storm on the black road, the debt they had to pay. When the river starts confessing, and the moon burns pale as clay, you can hear those old boots coming for the debt they had to pay. They found his rope by the red clay road. Boot prints deep where the cold wind blowed. Two black crows on the hanging tree, watching dust where a man broke free. Carved in his neck, a dead man's corn and the judge is dead. No one asked why the gallows swayed, but every liar stepped back afraid. They said he died when the law bell cried, with the sinner's name in his hands tied. But the black rope snapped and the night wind screamed. Some men wake from a dead man's dream. They came back with rope burn redemption, fire in his blood and dirt on his hands. He walked through hell with no confession, and the devil couldn't make him stand. No chain could own him, no grave could make him sleep. He was the last dark promise that the guilty had to keep. He rode into town when the sun went black, with a torn up coat and a smoking track. The judge went pale by the window light when those old boots dragged through the night. He said, I came for the truth you stole, now pay that price with your guilty soul. The saloon door shook, the candles died, the preacher locked himself inside, and far below where the lost men yelled, the devil heard that rope burn bell. He came back with rope burn redemption, fire in his blood and dirt on his hands. He walked through hell with no confession, and the devil couldn't make him stand. No chain could own him, no grave could make him sleep. He was the last dark promise that the guilty had to keep. I felt the rope go burning, I heard the blackbirds sing. They said my name was buried, I said then crown the king. I was judged, I was broken, I was left in the flame. But a soul born for thunder comes back with his name. Fire in his blood and dirt on his hands. He walked through hell with no confession, and the devil couldn't make him stand. No chain could own him, no grave could make him sleep. He was the last dark promise that the guilty had to keep. When the hanging tree starts shaking and the red road runs deep, you can hear redemption walking that the guilty had to keep. his rope by the hanging tree. Dust still moving where he used to be. Two black hats by the courthouse stone. One cold shadow walking home. He had a torn up coat and a sinner's scar, a Bible page in a whiskey jar. No one asked why the dead bell rang, but the whole town froze when the iron sang. They said he swung when the moon went red, with a crooked law above his head. But the rope snapped hard and the night wind cried, some men don't die when the judges lie. The gallows let him go, with fire in his eyes. He came back through the dust, where the guilty hide. No rope could claim him, no devil took his soul. He was the last bell ringing when the gallows let him go. He rode through town with the dark pulled tide, dragging smoke through the lantern light. The judge looked down and lost his breath when that old dead man smiled at death. He said, I came for the truth you sold, now pay me back in blood and gold. The windows cracked, the choir ran, the marshal dropped his shaking hand. And far below, where the lost souls yell, the devil heard that gallows bell. The gallows let him go, with fire in his eyes. He came back through the dust, where the guilty hide. No rope could claim him, no devil took his soul. He was the last bell ringing when the gallows let him go. I felt the rope go tighter. I heard the preacher pray. They said the law had won. I said, not today. I was left in the cold, but a soul made of iron can't be bought or sold. Dust, where the guilty hide. No rope could claim him, no devil took his soul. He was the last bell ringing when the gallows let him go. When the hanging tree starts shaking and the church lights burn low, you can hear those old boots walking where the gallows let him go. room. Ash on the floor and the dead man's bloom. Two black lanterns by the pine box side. Cold wind whispering, the Undertaker lied. He had a grave nail tucked in his hand, a black coat torn by the desert sand. No one asked what debt was due, but every candle burned dark blue. The city slept where the sinners sleep, 6 feet down and buried deep. But the pine boards cried, some men rise. When the righteous lie, the Undertaker lied. That dead man never stayed. He came back through the thunder with fire on his blade. No grave could keep him quiet, no devil took his pride. He was the black road walking when the Undertaker lied. He rode into town when the lamps went still, with a storm behind him on the hill. The banker hid, the marshal prayed. When those old boots crossed the shade, he said, I came for the truth you sold. Now pay that debt before you're cold. The church doors cracked, the horses cried. The whole town shook from the inside. And far below where the black flames roar, the devil locked his cellar door. The Undertaker lied. That dead man never stayed. He came back through the thunder with fire on his blade. No grave could keep him quiet, no devil took his pride. He was the black road walking when the Undertaker lied. I heard the shovel falling, I felt the pine box shake. They said the dirt had won. I said, then let it break. I was buried, I was counted, I was left in the night. But a soul born for vengeance comes back into life. Undertaker lied. That dead man never stayed. He came back through the thunder with fire on his blade. No grave could keep him quiet, no devil took his pride. He was the black road walking when the Undertaker lied. When the coffin bell starts ringing and the cold moon opens wide, you can hear that dead man walking when the Undertaker lied.